How's it going, everyone? This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist, coming to you from the car studio. And today I want to talk to you guys about how do you get your spouse? I've been asked this question over and over and over and over and over and over, and I don't think that there's like better time than to do it now, because I feel so blessed that my wife is on board with me. She's been on board with me since day one, right? And I'm not just talking about like oh yeah, that's awesome that you want to be an artist, here, let me go do something else. No, it was like on board, like, okay, what do we need to do? How do we make this happen? And I think that I speak from a place where a lot of people tell me, you know, that's rare, because most people, I totally understand this, most people have different career paths, right? Their wives, their husbands have different career paths, and being an artist is one of those things that, I mean, first of all, right, being an artist is one of those things that you're like, dude, like what is that? You know, what is even that? Like, being an artist, you know, like I hear people tell me often, you know, if I'm at some dinner or I'm at a bar or something, you know, people are like, you're an artist? Like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm an artist too, but I'm an accountant. Or I always use accountant. I feel I'm looking for something simple, right? But like, they have a day job, right? That's what I'm talking about. So sorry about the shakiness, guys. So people are like mystified, you know, by this thing, being an artist. What is, you know, like, how are you even an artist? Like, what is it? Like, you know, now most people here may say this and they're like, dude, it's easy, you're just an artist, you just have to do it. No, what I'm talking about is being a paid artist. Okay, let's verify let's verify this. Let's narrow this down. Everyone can be an artist, but being a paid artist is what a lot of us are looking for, right? I know I was looking for that. I still am. I'm looking for different ways to exchange value in artwork for money, right? I know it's a topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and I don't know, it mystifies me. Why? Because, anyways, nothing happened. Here, going on a little rant. Here I go. Nothing happens, guys, unless you start selling your work. Like, what do you think is going to happen? You know, that some New York gallery is like, oh man, I've been waiting for you, don't worry about anything, we'll take care of everything. Has that happened? I'm sure it has. Will you put your bets on that? I don't know. I don't know if I don't think I have the strength to put my bets on a lucky strike like that. So I try to make it happen myself. You know, I do everything in my possibility to make it happen in my power. So anyways, enough of that rant. So getting back to the spouse thing, to the partner, right? I don't know if your partner is on board with you or not. I get asked this question a lot. How do you get the partner to be on board? Very simple, guys, okay? The way you get the partner to be on board is by doing things. I know, don't get offended, don't get upset. Many times as artists, because there's no set career path usually, like 99% of the time. Like, there's no like, do this and this, and you'll, you know, make a living as an artist. For other careers, it's a bit softer. The point of entry is what I'm talking about. Like, if you want to be a realtor, there's certain things you do. You know, you go to realty school, blah blah blah, and you start working for a realty firm or whatever, business, right? And then, you know, you get rolling. If you're an artist, it's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit different. You know, it's a lot more difficult, I think. I think that many people will agree with that. But in the sense that, not that it's difficult to because it's at the end of the day selling, right? And it's not that it's difficult to create it. It's difficult to find a path, because not all paths are the same. They're different. You know, you have the gallery, you have the licensing, you have the blah blah blah, you have there's some artists don't even sell artwork. I know artists that are big on Instagram, and they don't sell art, like they don't sell their paintings, right? Or their sculptures or whatever. They sell posters, little posters, or prints, or t-shirts, you know, and that's how they make a viable, you know, income. I don't know if they make a full-time living with that, but they make an income. But you see where I'm getting at? Like, if you're a realtor and you just, you know, you hustle at it, there's like a way, right? There's a lot of people that are successful realtors. How many of you know a successful artist? Or I mean successful in the sense here again, right? To simplify this and narrow it down, getting paid for it. This is what I'm referring to as success in this video. I know that this is not the ultimate or only success of being an artist. I'm talking about to those who want to get paid for exchanging their artwork. So there are, you know, lawyers, doctors, accountants, firemen, all kinds of careers that people get paid. You know, they might not get paid huge amounts of, you know, sums of money, but they make a living, right? In being an artist, there's not that many people that that most people, I don't think of one, that most people are like, oh yeah, I know this guy, and I know this guy, and I know this girl who is an artist, and, you know, they make a really nice living, you know, like, I don't know, whatever that is, 100K, 200K, whatever that is in your hometown, because in many cities you can't live with 100K, I think. I don't know. But, and I mean yearly, right? So anyways, enough with the money thing, because a lot of people get offended with this thing. I don't know. Again, I don't know why. We'll need it to survive. it's only like one of those things that you actually need, other than, you know, the physical stuff like blood and air and, well, I don't know if air is physical, but you know what I mean. Anyways, let me keep moving with this. So what is how do you get the partner, right? Look, here's what I want to get to, okay? Because I know I've made this video way too long. When I started as an artist, my wife was like, man, you know, we were dating, and she's like, man, that's awesome. I want you to go for that. I want to go after this, and I'm going to do everything that I can to support you, and I know that you'll support me. Yeah, it was awesome, right? Yeah. As time went by and things started getting more challenging, it wasn't anymore, right, that she wasn't for it or that I wasn't for it, right? It was now that I was trying to scratch my head over and over and ask myself what the hell is going on. See, because again, there's certain things that we don't know, right? And there's different layers. First of all, you get your work ethic right. If you don't get your work ethic right, well, good luck for you. Good luck to you, right? The second, you start getting to know certain things about the market. You start learning about marketing. You start learning about selling. You start learning about, you know, little things here and there. All right. If you don't know that, well, again, good luck to you, or get someone who does. Most people try to go for the second one. They try to go for, you know, to get someone who does. It is very difficult. No one does it as well as you. No one is going to put the heart and the, you know, because see, this is what we do. We compare ourselves to like Picasso or, you know, Miro or whoever, you know, from the past, and we're like, well, they had an agent or this or that, but it was a whole other world, and things don't work like that anymore. It's a whole different game. And while some artists are benefiting from that still today, you can count them with your hand. Most artists do not benefit. Like, most artists don't have that great opportunity, that path, right, to just create and have someone else come and go, oh yes, this and that, this is going to the Guggenheim, you know, we're gonna put this at the Whitney, yes, all right, keep creating, we'll come back tomorrow, you know, we'll come back, I don't know, tomorrow, you know, we'll come back in 2 months, have work ready for us, because, you know what I mean. No, most artists don't have that. Most artists are like, dude, I need to pay rent now. You know, and if you have a little art studio, you need to pay, you know, the rent for the art studio or for the little gallery or whatever you have. You know, it turns into a business right away. While you still are trying to juggle keeping the passion while maintaining your head not on the clouds. But, you know, try to be realistic about things, okay? You call people, things happen. You don't call people, maybe things won't happen, right? And this means collectors, this means galleries, whatever, however it is that you move yourself. And so, getting back, because I like to go forward and back. It's like sewing, right? get some info out there, and then Anyways, getting back to where I started. What starts happening, guys, is that we start talking about it when it's not working, or we start, maybe you guys are not talkers like me. I love talking. Maybe you guys are not talkers. Maybe you guys are like, man, you guys are thinkers, you know. I like to sit there and think about it, or get frantic, or start getting panic attacks. I don't know, God forbid. That kind of stuff, you know, like, oh man, what am I going to do? I thought this was going to be easier. Or, you know, or I love painting, but I can't see how to make a living. And, you know, it's costing me my health. It's costing me my relationship, or, you know, whatever, right? Maybe you live with their girlfriend or boyfriend, and they're cool with it for the first 6 months, and they're like, dude, get a real job now. Whatever, you know. So what starts happening is that we start scratching our heads when things are not working. And as I mentioned before, there's usually a few reasons why things are not working, but the biggest two that I can think on top of my head right now is the first one. You underestimate the amount of effort it will take for you to get your message across. You underestimate the amount of effort that it takes to get your artwork into the hands of collectors and gallery owners, or interior designers, or whatever your gig is. You underestimate how many people you have to talk to, how many people you have to see in order to sell something. Okay, that's the first one. The second one, and by underestimating I mean that you may not understand, may not have the work ethic ready. That doesn't mean that you don't work hard. I'm talking about like that muscle, that consistency. And the second one in that is that you may not understand sales, right? So that I'm talking about A and B, not 1 and 2. A and being 1, right? 1 meaning, again, you underestimate how much it takes to get your message out. The second one, number 2, right, is the challenge there is that, sorry about the shaking hands, guys, is that you can just listen to this. You don't have to look at my beautiful face. You may not know certain things. Most likely you don't. Things that you only learn either with a coach, right, that is guiding you, or with blood, sweat, and tears. Lots of tears. Ooh, lots of tears. Why? Because you're learning. You're getting your hands dirty, your feet wet, you're muddy, your feet wet, feet muddy. You're getting dirty, right? You're in the grind. You're not in the sidelines. You're in the trenches. You're in the trenches. You know, so there's things you learn by being in the trenches. They're like, oh man, right? I just learned this. I just learned that. You're not gonna learn by hearing, by just hearing me talk every now and then. You're not gonna learn and I know this is not a pleasant thing to say, but if you really care about, your career as an artist, I think that it's important to hear this kind of stuff, and for me to say it, to be honest and fair, and say these things. You're not gonna learn by someone saying, "Oh, do this." Yes, I got it. No. You're either going to learn this. I learned this the hard way. You're either going to learn by blood, sweat, and tears, lots of tears, right? Lots of work, figuring things out, time, being patient, and at the same time moving quick. I know it's a strange concept. Or you're going to learn also. It both require a lot of work. It's challenging with a mentor that holds you by the hand and takes you there. All right, takes you somewhere, right? Maybe not your whole potential, but somewhere, right? Teaches you how to sell a piece of artwork. Teaches you how to contact, and is guiding you to contact, potential buyers, or how to get your message across, how to blah 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 blah. So those are the two main ones, right? And you may be lacking both of those. If you're lacking one of those, you're lucky. It's like lacking both, because you need both. It's like lacking both. Not to say that, oh, you need a mentor like me, or you need a mentor. I'm not a mentor, guys. Okay, I'm just saying, like, I'm a mentor to myself many times. What I'm trying to say is that you need to learn, right? You need to be constantly learning something. And the best way to do it The very best way to do it is to get dirty and then start learning things that, you know, that you're not going to learn as fast by just grinding out, right? There's certain things that you're going to learn when you hang out with other people that are where you want to be or are doing things that you want to do, and then they're going to start sticking, right? Learn certain things, you know, whether you ask them or they're, you know, you get mentored by them, or they're just cool like me and share information on YouTube and, you know, social media or whatever. Anyways, so why am I making this too long? Because I can. So the whole spouse thing, right? The whole partner spouse thing. Why is it that they don't buy in? Let's call it that, right? That they're not on board with you. Why is it that they don't buy in to being anymore, right? Maybe at some point they did, but they don't do anymore. They're like, I don't, you know what? Get a real job, dude. I'm over you trying to conquer this whole art thing. You're not bringing money. You're not selling anything. You're, you know, throwing tantrums every day, being a crazy conflicted artist, whatever. So the reason is not necessarily because it's not working. Of course, that's the obvious. The reason they won't buy in, and they did at some point, because at some point you were not, it wasn't working, but they bought in, right? Your partner was like, yeah, let's go for it, because they have believe in you, right? They trust you, they love you, they're cool with you, they live with you, you know. Maybe they bear your children, maybe you bear their children, I don't know, maybe both bear each other's children, but they're cool with you, right? So what is it? What happens? What happened? Time went by, things weren't working, you were scratching your head, you were testing different things, and at some point you hit a wall. You start hitting walls. These walls are usually due, again, to the fact that you're missing crucial information. I used to think that if you just work, you're going to land it. It's not like that, guys. And I'm sure that a lot of you already know that. It's work, but it's learning. Work, learning. You know, you learn and you apply like no one can outwork you. And then you learn and then you apply again like no one can outwork you. That's the way it works. Anyways, for me. I don't know for other people, but for me. Because so many people are asking me, like, what's going on? How come my partner's not buying in? My partner's like, you know, I wish my partner was like your partner. That it's, you know, she's totally in. She's cool with you being an artist and whatnot. What happened to me at some point is that I started complaining. I started complaining about everything because things weren't working for me. When things are not working for you, my mom used to have a saying. I know I have sayings from my mom. Mama's boy. My mom used to have a saying. She used to say, look, in Spanish, right? I'm gonna attempt to translate it. She used to say, when money leaves the table, when money leaves the door, something like that, right? The devil comes in. And now my mom wasn't into like, oh, we have to be rich, or have to, you know, like American dream or whatever, you know, let's hustle it. She was definitely a hustler, but she didn't speak of money like that. She spoke of money like in a very pragmatic way, I think. She was like, dude, you got to go get it. It's important. You need it, right? But many people don't seem to understand this one, and I think that that's why partners get upset. Now you see why I brought the whole income thing, because a lot of people are like, man, what are you talking about money? My wife talks about money, you know. Well, duh. She's gonna get tired sooner or later if things aren't working. You're gonna get tired sooner or later if things aren't working, and you're gonna keep painting, of course, but it's going to be a hobby that you love very much, and you don't mind. That's why so many people are like, I just love painting. I don't mind selling a painting or two here, you know, here and there, because either that's true or they gave up on it. Okay, either that's true, like they have another career, or it's not, you know, it's not such a big deal, or they gave up on it because they're like, no, F this is too hard. I don't want to continue to do this. I know, because I felt that before. You know, I don't mind painting, but I can't continue to do this to myself and to my family if I'm not winning at it. you know, if I'm not bringing in dough. And basically that's why, right? That's why partners are like, dude, come on, you know, go back to school, do something else and whatnot. And then there's this fire, there's this fire, right? This desire from the artist, like, no, like, this is what I do, this is what I'm going to do. But if it ain't working, you know, then the whole idea of, see, and then we hear people like I don't know, like, I think it's stupid when they talk like that. I really do. I don't know who's exactly like the big artists that talk like that, but I've heard them say stuff like that. Like, who said it? Somewhere I saw that the writer, I think I saw it on Facebook. I don't know if it's true or not, right? Because, you know, Facebook. But this very famous author, the guy who did It and all of these cool American stories, or I say American, I think he's an American author, I don't know. Anyways, you guys know who he is. He said, oh, I always wrote, I never thought about exchanging, you know, income for it. That never crossed my mind, right? I just wrote. They're not helping. I don't think they're helping when they talk BS like that. Now, did that happen to him? Maybe it did. I don't know. Maybe it did. Maybe he didn't have family, and maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe the wife, or I don't know, didn't expect, you know, income from that. Maybe he didn't expect. Maybe he had another source of income. I don't know. But if you want to be an artist and you want to live off of being an artist, you know, they're not helping when they throw bullshit around like that. They're not helping others like us, like me. I know that it's like, dude, how do I make this work? How do I make this work? Well, you know, just believe in yourself and keep doing it. Yeah, thanks. That don't pay the bills. Believe in myself, don't pay the bills. Keep doing it, don't pay the bills. Like, those are nice things to say. They're true. Like, if you don't believe in yourself, it's sure as hell it's not going to work. But there's other information, crucial information that I need to learn, right? I know that what's his name? Chuck Close also mentioned at some point, I think I saw it somewhere on YouTube. He said, oh, yeah, I just painted. You know, I never thought I was going to make a living. I never really cared about it. There's another guy saying something stupid. I love his work, respect the guy for his work. But that's another stupid thing to be telling people. Don't tell people that. You know, don't tell people like, oh, you know, just do it. No, dude, there's some of us, there's a percentage. It might be a minority, it might be a majority, I don't know. But there's a percentage of people out there who are figuring out how to make an income stream and a full-time, many people, a full-time income stream being an artist. And you know, smiles and law of attraction and stuff like that alone, you know, because I'm a dead set believer that your mind, you know, wherever you shoot, but it has to be followed by work. Praying alone, I don't know. I've never prayed for something and it happened. I had to do both. I had to keep faith and do it. I guess the ultimate test for faith is that you keep moving, right? I think, for me anyways. Like, if I have faith and I'm like, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I have faith, so I'm gonna keep moving because I'm faithful that I'm gonna get there. As opposed to, I have faith and it'll happen, I'll just sit here. Well, I don't know if that's faith. Maybe that's faith. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Who knows? What I do know is that I have to keep moving. I have to keep moving, and, you know, and hope for the best, think the best, talk the best way possible, say the right things to myself and to others, so that, you know, it bounces off to me. Like, right, if I say I'm a shitty artist to someone else, well, I'm saying it to myself too. You know, I know a lot of artists out there, they're like, well, you know, I'm not really good. Dude, you better start saying that you're good, or else, you know, what are you telling your subconscious? That you're not good, that, you know, things are not working. And I know this stuff because I used to tell this to people, you know. They're like, well, you know, I'm kind of average. No, you're not, dude. You're good. You're great. I'm the world's greatest living artist, for that matter. Anyways, guys, I know I made this way too long. It was a bumpy ride. But when the partner's not buying in, guys, your partner's not buying in, it's because the partner stopped believing. Because most likely you stop believing, and you stop believing not because you're faithless, or because you're not really trying hard enough or whatever. No, it may be, guys, that you're lacking info and you need to go get that squared away, however you say it. You need to go get that info. For example, if you want to go get gallery shows, right, and you have bad info that says, oh, if you can only get gallery shows from high-end galleries that carry the same work that you do, and your work has to be tremendously on par, great, majestic work, whatever the hell that means, with the work in those galleries. Otherwise, you have no chance. See, now you have bad information. So no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter how much you want it, you have information that is blocking you from getting that. You see? Sometimes it's not what you're doing, it's what you're not doing. To me, that has proven to be the worst information. The worst information is not the stuff that I've done. You want to do more stuff, because the more you do, the more you find out what works and what doesn't. A lot of us think that bad information is oh, you're doing the wrong thing. You're doing the wrong thing. Well, at least I'm doing something. I'll figure it out if it's wrong or right. But in the doing, I'll figure it out. The problem is that many of us sit and don't do anything for being afraid of doing the wrong thing, so we do nothing instead. That is the biggest problem. The biggest problem is what you don't do as opposed to what you do. I've tested this over and over and over and over again. I've tested it so many times, guys. The problem is not that, oh, you're doing something wrong. Yeah, you can tweak that, Many of us, I've done so many wrong things, like going and trying to get an exhibit at a Southwest gallery with, cowboys and horses and this and that and all that stuff, very crisp, very modern. I'm not modern, very classic, with some very abstract, artwork that I had at hand. And, that was the wrong thing. It wasn't. They were like, dude, you're not for us, but look, we love the work. Here, let me, and they didn't just say that because, I hustled that, right? I was like, dude, if it's not you, who is it then? To many people, that would be the wrong thing, but it happened to be the right thing. They were like, I know a gallery owner who would love to see your work and possibly carry it. So was that the wrong thing? No, it was action. It'll get fixed in the way. The problem is that we don't do anything. So anyways, I've turned this into another slight rant. I love to rant. I have so much info. I was given so much negative info, bad info when I was starting. And I know that a lot of you guys out there have bad info. I know you guys do. There's a lot of stoppers. And that's why you stop believing. Because now you have all these stoppers. In the beginning, you didn't have stoppers. You were like, I'm going to be an artist. And the world seemed like full of possibilities, right? You were like, sorry, I'm sipping my Starbucks. In the beginning, it was like, I'm going to do this, and that. And everything was a possibility. And at some point, people were like, oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't talk to them. Oh, don't call on a weekend. Oh, if you're going to visit a gallery, make sure that it's not Monday because they're super busy. Make sure that it's either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Because Friday they're not going to pay attention to you. And Saturday they have an art exhibit opening. So make sure that it's only those 3 days, and make sure that it's from this time to this time, because in the morning they're opening, and it's all this bullshit information that serves no one anything. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help your family. It doesn't help anyone. This information usually comes from people who aren't doing shit, who are doing nothing, who gave up on it already, and they're giving you bad information. Guys, I care about the journey, but I also care about getting there. I like both. You see, when I go somewhere, I love to smell the road, to smell the roses. Like, oh, look at that, awesome, right? If you live in a ranch, I guess, not in the city. But I love to like pay attention to the, to things and enjoy the ride. But I know that I need to get somewhere also. It's both. And when we just start paying attention to the ride, our spies is like, wait a minute, dude, you're just enjoying the ride. That's great. I love that. but we need to start paying some bills. And if you ain't selling artwork, you know, maybe you shouldn't do that anymore, or you shouldn't do that as much. I know this happened to me, guys, so I have to figure it out. There you go. My name is Jose Trujillo. Take care. Till next time.